ready.
You good to go? All right. So, how are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. How did we get to this moment?
Well, I was just leaving my lab, and you here just called me out to do an interview for feet and mental health.
Right. Why'd you say yes to the interview?
I'm trying to say yes to more things, actually. I'm kind of an introverted person.
Okay.
And I'm trying to kind of branch out and say yes more.
That's beautiful. That ties into the mental health aspect. I'm glad you're doing that. Okay, so what do you think about the subject matter?
Well, I think it's super relevant and important, something that I don't practice enough.
Okay.
But I'm kind of a little confused still on the first part.
The feet part?
Yeah, so I'd love to learn more about that.
I get that a lot. Okay. So do you have a therapist?
No, I do not.
You don't? Okay, so my therapist taught me something called dialectical behavioral therapy. Have you heard of that?
I've heard of behavioral therapy.
DBT.
Okay.
Okay, so let's say for instance someone is suffering from like anxiety, like a fear of approaching strangers. Okay? DBT is all about emotion regulation. So they'll advise you to go out and actually meet people. Get yourself out of your comfort zone, push yourself to do the very thing that, that makes you uncomfortable and anxious. And then when you feel uncomfortable, you do self-assessments. Then you ask yourself, okay, in this particular situation, I'm feeling uncomfortable, but is there a threat to my life? Is there a threat to my safety? Does my uncomfortable feelings justify the facts of the situation? Okay? Like me going up to you and say, hey, how are you? Nothing life-threatening about that, right?
Yeah.
So when you start to feel those uncomfortable feelings, you act opposite. They say apply opposite action.
Okay.
So you engage with the person instead of withdraw.
Yes.
And then
exactly.
exactly. And then you apply mindfulness. So mindfulness is all about living in the moment, being in the present moment, non-judgmentally. Don't think about past experiences where you got rejected, because that's what leads to depression. And don't think about like negative future events that may happen, like, oh, this person's going to reject me. That's what leads to anxiety. So live in the present moment and anticipate a positive outcome that's going to happen in that situation. So when my therapist taught me about that, I came up with an idea. I'm one of those guys that like women's feet. I have an attraction to women's feet.
Okay.
And there are many guys that like women's feet as well.
Okay.
So I said, you know what, let me start a YouTube channel actually showing my application of DBT and talking to women to see how you feel about your feet and how you feel about guys that like women's feet.
Okay.
So guys can see me getting out of my comfort zone
Okay.
and being more sociable about this particular topic.
Normalizing the foot fetish.
Well, not a fetish particularly, but
Okay.
for guys who do have foot fetishes, they can see how the process of normalizing, the best way of doing it would be through DBT as I learned.
Okay.
So yeah, I interview women to see how you feel about your feet, how you feel about guys that like women's feet, so they can see the application of DBT.
I like it.
You like it?
It's interesting. It's something I've never heard of. So,
Okay.
to answer your question, I like my feet.
Okay.
I am a tall woman.
Yes. What
And-
size? How tall are you?
I'm almost 5'11".
5'11". Okay.
Probably in shoes, I'm 6 foot.
Okay.
But yeah, I had like huge feet when I was little, and everyone made fun of me.
Oh yeah.
Because I was just always taller than everyone.
Yeah.
And then for some reason, like my feet stopped growing. So I was like
Okay.
a size 8 in like 4th grade, and then I stayed a size 8 until I was older.
Okay.
So I'm still a size 8, 9. So I have like normal feet. So now I kind of like my feet,
Oh.
but definitely I've had experiences where people like my feet.
Mm.
And that was like one of the first times I was like, oh, hello. And I started to like the experience a little bit more.
Okay.
But I don't go either one way or another. Sometimes my feet look disgusting. Sometimes I like the way they look.
Okay.
But
So the
when-
experience with someone like your feet, what was that like?
Yeah.
Like what happened?
It was weird because they were like messing with the feet at first. And
Uh-huh.
I was like, okay, I know that people do this, but I've never experienced it before.
Okay.
And I really liked it.
All right.
I felt kind of bad because I'm like not reciprocating. Like I don't like when feet touch me type
Okay.
of person. Like I'm like, get your cold toes off of me.
Yeah.
So I felt kind of bad because I'm like, don't expect me to like your feet.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, I liked it. I had a good time.
Was someone wanting to give you like a foot massage, rub them, kiss on them, smell them, lick them, and all that?
I love the foot massages.
You do?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's good.
Definitely do. Anything else like kissing and everything like that, I don't mind it as long as it's not overpowering.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like fixated?
Yeah.
Like a fixation?
I'm more than just feet.
Exactly. Okay, so and that's why I kind of like, okay, when you said fetish, I was like, well, it's not really a fetish
That was a
because
generalization, yeah.
because like fetish is like, that's the fixation.
Yeah.
Like it's only feet and that's it. But I'm like one of those guys that like women's feet plus everything else.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
some guys just don't like feet at all. They don't have nothing to do with it. But you know, I like to appreciate feet as well as everything else. So that's why it's not most. I call it like appreciation,
That's good.
feet
yeah.
appreciation rather than a fetish.
I like that. And can I ask you why?
Why what?
You have a foot appreciation?
Oh, I've always.
Because some people don't hate feet.
Yeah,
Like-
exactly. Yeah. I've always liked feet since I was like a little kid, you know. And then, yeah, I just love to like. I like taking pictures of feet, you know. I like to rub them. I give massages. I like the texture and everything, and I like to smell feet. It like releases endorphins for me.
Okay.
Okay, so that's why I like it, and that's why I like doing these interviews because it's like a form of therapy for me.
Nice.
You got it? So can we see what your feet look like close up?
Not close up.
Not close up?
But I'll let you look.
Okay. You said size 8?
Yes, 8, 8.5.
Okay, I like your toes. You have.
And that's all you get.
That's all I get?
Yeah.
What about the other foot?
Nope, only my right
How
foot.
come we can only get one foot? Why is the time?
Because I'm gonna start charging you for more.
You want to charge me? When's the last time you had a pedicure?
Probably 5 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, I never go to the nail salon. Except I did go get to these this was my first time in 5 years, but I'm not going again.
Why not? What's up with that?
Because they're just too much maintenance and then they break off and
What about your feet? Like getting pedicures?
I don't like my feet because I just don't like getting pedicures because I personally don't shave my legs.
Okay.
And I love that for me, but I feel really judged in a nail salon setting.
Okay.
And I don't really like people.
Really?
Yeah, I love the feeling of them massaging my legs, but I just don't.
From the therapist, you don't like the judgments coming from the therapist, or people getting their feet
From the
pedicured?
people doing my toes.
Really?
Yeah, because I just feel like they might be more old school than me, and they don't see a lot of like women with very hairy legs. like
Oh,
I do.
okay.
And I just don't want. I love having hairy legs. Like that's my thing. My partner, who's not my official partner, loves hairy legs.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So it has nothing to do with me. But then when other people have like the opportunity to have it in their face, I just feel like judged.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I like to do my own toes, and it's like
Okay.
really nice and take a nice hot shower and then do the whole pedicure and everything.
Okay.
And that way, it's the way I like it.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I can only get that little snippet. See, I like to examine the feet
Nope.
and see, like,
That's all you even have.
because you want to get paid.
Yeah. Well,
Alright.
I actually already do get paid from it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you're a foot model?
No, not particularly.
You just do it like on the side?
Yeah, it's a side hustle.
It's a side hustle? Hey, I feel you.
Yeah.
So if I paid you what?
That was my preview.
If I paid you what, $20, I can get a more.
I can give you my information where you can do it online.
You mean
but I
like?
don't do it in person.
Oh no, I don't want to. I'm old school. I like in person type of thing. I don't do
Then
the whole
I can't
digital.
be the lady for you.
Really?
No.
Not even if I pay you?
No,
All right then.
not in person.
All right, no worries. All right, so what did you think about this experience?
This was fun.
It was fun?
You know, I'm gonna have to wait for the next bus, but I think it was worth it, and I'm
Okay.
glad I said yes.
I'm
this
glad
is
you said
something that I was not expecting.
Okay. Was it a pleasant experience?
Yeah,
Alright.
I think this is good that you're doing this.
All right. Is there anything about the interview that could have been better? You have any critiques, any suggestions that could have made it more pleasant?
I like how it ties in with mental health, and
Mhm.
you kind of had some questions about that. Definitely, I also liked how you explained why you're doing this.
Yeah.
I think that's important to tell the other person why it's important. Any critiques? Basically, tell me before you want to show the feet.
Okay.
Before. But that's why I just gave you a little snippet.
Okay. All right then. Well, thank you very much. Any parting words?
Nope, that's it.
All right then. Well, take care. Have a nice
Thank
day.
you.